잘 되는 것 같아. 드라마에서 나올 법한 얘긴데 어떡해. 이제 나 잔인한 드라마, 이미 시작된 드라마, 끝을 알 수 없는 나의 love story. 이 어슬한 feeling, 널 갖고픈 맘이 자꾸 멈출 수가 없어 every day.
Now, can you spot the differences? And if you cannot, right, what you can do is to slow down the video and then look for the points that I have or I am going to tell you. When I first started doing this, my mentor would tell me to say, hey, your video, you missed this, you missed that, you know, you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. And sometimes I just couldn't see it. And then I slow down the video, then I go back to her and ask her again, where is it? How come I can't see it? And then gradually I pick it up and it definitely improved my moves. And here I am now trying to impart the same knowledge to you. So, today I'm going to turn off the music since we're just going to look at the moves. And then, so here goes. Now, this is also a very common thing that instructors do. You see for the one in black, which is B, right? The arms are swinging alongside the body trunk. So it's pretty parallel to the body trunk. But if you look at A arms, the thumbs up is less consistent and sometimes it will move inside, in the body, right? While B is consistent along the body. Let me rewind so you can see. And also A keeps her arm very close to her body. So B is definitely better. Also, you realize that B also start from the shoulders, above the shoulders, and then swing it down. A sometimes here, sometimes start from the chest. So sometimes the hand move inside, and then I could see the back of her hand at times with her thumbs up. Let's see, I could see her back hand. It's A, suddenly her knees pointing up. So you'll be wondering, is this a change of dance move? So you want to keep it consistent in every repetition you do. Now let's move on to the next one, which is this one. So you can see B, she raised her knee up and then she land, always land softly, okay? So for A, she doesn't really lift up her knees. Let's see again. So hers is more closer to the ground, which is okay if you decided to lower the impact for your class. Maybe you're teaching light class or you realize your class is getting tired and then you want to lower that intensity so you don't have to raise that knee up. On the other hand, if you feel like your class is full of energy, then you can tell them, let's raise that knee up higher and land softly. Okay, for this part, what's the difference? Can you see that A is twisting, is like using the floor and just kind of gliding side to side, while B is still like lifting up her knees and then just land on the spot with her knees and toes pointing towards the camera. So now, if you have knees instability or you have some knee problem, I will recommend you to do B. And in fact, our choreographies is also B. Why? When you make it a very safe environment for your students, your class will last longer, isn't it? And you will realize A starting to use more of her hip. She actually did that in that previous two, but this is more obvious. Okay, moving on. Now, this B is her hands. Your hands are like, think of it like crayons. And when you move, there's an imaginary lines when you move. So for this, she's drawing a curve up. Left hand, right hand, if you look at B. Can you see? So she's from the hip, there's a line drawn all the way up. Okay, like this. But for A, it's just putting the hand there. So A has a shorter range of movement and A is easier to do, which is good if you want to modify for your class. So maybe like light class or first timer, they're not confident, you want to make it easy, so you can do it like A. In fact, you can also have, instead of this, you can do just now that set A and then become B. Your second time you swing up. It's called an add-on technique. Now A starts to swing it up, but her one arm swings higher. So you can see this arm goes close to the head, right? And then let's look at her other arm. See, her other arm only reaches around the shoulder level. So one arm is a lot higher than the other arm. So A wants to be balanced, try to be balanced on both sides. This is also very common, so you need to practice because the less dominant side tends to be lower. or harder to control. Did you realize that A missing the last count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She did a 8 and then quickly switch. Her 8 is completely gone. Missing. 8. Can you see that 8 there and there's no 8 here? Okay, next part. Now, did you realize that B is very consistent? She crossed her legs, and when she crossed the leg, her body also moved a bit slant side to side. That's probably because of the leg cross. But now A, she crossed her leg, but the other leg she didn't cross, which is this one. Can you see? Not this one. Hold on. Let's come to. And cross and step forward. See? So now, if you want to be, you inspired to be a fitness dance choreographer, you yourself must have that awareness of your very own dance move. How so? Look. B is consistent, cross leg, so that's okay. But A is cross leg, but then never cross leg. So as your participants that follow you, I will be thinking, oh, so this is 2 different dance moves. One, I cross leg and then just step forward. So the move becomes cross leg and step forward, cross leg and step forward. That brings us to the second issue. So where is your balancing? That means you got to balance your left leg, right leg when you do the actions, right? So your second set come up, you will need to cross the other leg and step forward the other leg to show that balance. But if you never do that, then your choreography will be seen as there's a lack of balancing. But in your head, you're probably thinking that you're crossing both legs. So awareness is very, very important when you dance. And every one of us wants to train that awareness. The best dancer or instructors, you can tell they're very good because they often had a very good awareness of what they do, what they couldn't do or didn't do, or they will have to redo. So that's it. KpopX Fitness. Practice makes perfect. Fighting. So stickiness, join us as KpopX Fitness instructors. If you sign up from overseas via Zoom course, you can get 1 year free KpopX Fitness trainers materials. If you are from Singapore, use the skill features to sign up and get 4 months free materials. Check out our classes and more details at KpopXFitness.com. Fighting!